okay. Okay. Everything's going to be okay on episode 159 of the Voluntary Viewing podcast, recorded on October 3rd, 2021. On the podcast today, we have a man who was like, fuck Friday Night Lights, I'm going to play flag football on Saturday Night Lights.
Yeah. The band was out there, so we got to play under the lights while the band practiced the same song over and over and over and over. Lucas, okay, Andrew, provide me with some additional context. Lucas and Ian were not shocked. This was a high school band that plays for John Burroughs High School in Burbank, California. They started band practice at 2 p.m., 93-degree heat, on a Saturday. At 5 p.m., they were allowed to go on a 1-hour dinner break, and then got back at 6 p.m. to practice until 9 p.m. for a total length of 7 hours on a Saturday devoted to high school band practice.
That's definitely more excessive than what I would expect, but like not really by that much.
Mm-hmm.
That's
high school band is a complete shit show nightmare of an organization, and I got out of there as fast as I fucking could because Jesus Christ, high school band directors are so goddamn intense.
Yeah.
Like, there's the only thing that matters in the world to them. And by God, if there's anything else that matters to you as a student musician, fuck you.
Especially if they're in a competition program. That is intense.
Mm-hmm.
On a Saturday?
Yeah, dude, like...
Do it during the week. Why are they...
In high school, Berlin's band was not good enough to compete in any band competitions. If this band is and it was still really bad. If this school is competing in some sort of like competition, like a march competition, or just like some sort of a musical showcase, they're gonna be out there drilling tomorrow too.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
why?
What? Because they're fucking idiots. They think they're going places with music. Like,
marching band? What are they gonna do with marching band?
They're band members. They're high school band.
You can't be a professional marching band.
These people are freaks, Ryan.
They don't exist. They're not. What are you? There's no next level. Like,
I know
you're gonna be
that.
in a college marching band.
I'm not saying it's right.
There's
just
no
saying
scholarships
it's the truth.
for college marching band. That's
Ryan.
Extracurricular. Marching band, Lucas, not normal band. Yeah, obviously, if you're playing like in an orchestra or something like that, there's plenty of ways to go. There's no professional marching bands.
Yeah,
they just straight up don't exist.
Even like the college marching band of like any, Division I college, those kids don't get paid.
Yeah, they're really competitive, but there's no like scholarships and shit. It's just volunteers who are like, they were the best at their high school band, but
and
like
they really enjoy
future?
it. Like that. The thing is that they really like it for the most part. If you're still doing this at this point in your life, you really like doing it. No one likes fucking practicing out in the California heat for 7 hours.
I guess UW-Madison, like, the band there is mid, I think I can say that without causing too much controversy, but even that was basically a fraternity. That was a society, the people in that band.
Yeah, this is high school.
I mean, picture this, it's 8:50 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
You're a kid that grew up in the LA metropolitan area, kind of in your own little secluded like area of LA, Burbank, where you can kind of still be a kid but still have access to all the amenities of a huge city.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's 8:50 p.m. You've been practicing for 6 hours and 50 minutes. You've probably went to McDonald's for dinner because it's the only place nearby. You're covered in sweat. You've been practicing the same, 10 seconds of a song for the last hour, and your band director is screaming, "Backline! What are you doing?" You were completely out of step on that last take. What? It's a mental illness. How is that okay?
Now you're
We were
starting
all
to make
in wonder. We were just like, what the fuck?
now you're starting to make me nostalgic.
Wow.
On the opposite end of that spectrum, I remember freshman year of high school, the only year that I did high school band. I did band throughout middle school, but I got chewed out by the band director for missing one of the football games because I was at a cross-country meet, and I told him, like, I'm not going to be there. I have a cross-country meet. It's like 2 hours away. I'm not going to make it back for the football game. And then he got really mad, and then I didn't show up because I told him I wasn't going to be there, and then I got chewed out on Monday at, like, band class. I'm like, man, I said I wasn't going to be there. I was at a cross-country meet. I have other priorities. Like, clearly, you don't take this seriously enough. And we were all kind of like, yeah, this kid's 14. He doesn't fucking care about playing the trumpet. But then, a couple months later, we had a winter parade that we had to march in. Like, middle of December. It was 0 degrees outside. Yeah. And he said, if I see any of you pussies wearing gloves, you're fucking out of here. And so we all had gloves on. And then he would, like, call us out individually, like, take those fucking gloves off. The kid next to me is crying because his fingers are stuck to his trumpet. His metal-ass trumpet. He's like, it hurts. It hurts, man. I'm like, I know it hurts. Just, you can do it. You're gonna make it. So fucking stupid.
Yeah, we were.
Why
like,
anyone would do that shit is so dumb.
Child abuse, man. These kids, this is like their time to go and be a hooligan and, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like band kids don't get up to ridiculous shit in high school and college.
I can confirm.
They can't if they're practicing for 7 hours a day on the weekend.
Work hard, play hard, motherfucker.
Hey.
Yeah, work hard during the week and then play hard on the weekends. What the
No,
fuck?
they play hard in the week.
Okay.
I guarantee you every band practice room in America has had somebody get to second base for the first time in their lives in that practice room.
You think I'm not, like, aware of this concept? I'm talking about the practice.
We're talking about practice.
Yeah, how can you possibly play hard after working for 7 hours in the middle of the heat? It's really sealing in the flavor, like it's taking all of the time to play hard away.
The funniest part about all this is that the marching band kids are usually known as like the not hardcore band members because some of them are also in jazz band, which is the hardcore music. Like, they're actually fucking dedicated to their craft and they're really good and also just mentally scarred.
There's a reason Whiplash isn't about marching band. Let's put it like that.
Yeah. Drumline is like an inspirational movie with like some fun moments. Whiplash is just a documentary.
So, yeah. That was my Saturday Night Lights experience.
No. I was on the podcast today. We're still doing intros. Andrew Clark. Hello.
Oh, just my name. I didn't get a cool intro. It's just me.
I'm sorry. I've done a bad job keeping in touch. What have you been up to? Yeah.
Oh, now it's on me. Now it's on me to make yourself.
Like I said, I've been doing a bad job keeping in touch.
A man who lost the NFC Championship for the 9th time. Andrew Clark.
Hi, I'm here and I'm sad.
Did you see any of my recent transactions?
What, on Madden?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Oh.
What did you do?
Oh. So, I don't know if this is podcast material, but it's kind of fun. So at this point, I have the top 25 draft picks for next season locked down. Like, I can't possibly get any more draft picks for the next season. And I still had the top 5 picks for this current season. So I didn't want to draft in the top 5. So I just have to upgrade positions for no reason. just because I need to get rid of these picks.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm trying to get like the perfect team. I got your right tackle, Cody Callaway.
No, my boy.
I got the right end who upgraded my defense to a 99 overall. Yeah, I'm probably gonna end up getting one of my old wide receivers back, like Cam Medlock or Tony Fox, just because why not? Like, yeah, that's where I'm at.
Damn.
I think, by the way, that your guaranteed money is all taken away because it's all signing bonus. So I took on your right tackle Cody Callaway.
Yeah,
and it's saying that I'm going to pay him just his salary next year and the year after and the year after and the year after.
No, when you trade a guy, like, did you not know that?
I thought that after the first year we would have to pay the bonus as well.
And when you trade in Madden, the team that is trading away their player immediately
they
all of their guaranteed like signing bonus money just goes into their their version of dead money. Yeah. And the team that is getting the player is just getting their salary.
Yeah. And I have a lot of players where I gave them all salary and no guaranteed money, so I can just trade them away basically for free and get players at half price that are under contract for the next 5 seasons. And most teams have a bunch of cap space, so they kind of don't care.
Yeah.
They'll just eat it, and it's great. I'm going to be the perfect team.
I'm Andrew, and I'm in trouble.
Yeah. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah. I feel like there's something that I'm forgetting to tell you guys that happened to me recently that's funny. But my mind is blanking. So maybe it was just really traumatizing.
What's the difference?
Oh.
Wap, 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 wap.
And then last but not least, I'm Lucas DeRuyter, a man who has binged 2 different shows this past week, and I'm excited to talk about both of them today. But before that...
I'm going to have to hop off before you guys talk about Squid Game.
Yeah, we can put that in the very end. Did you watch any episodes of Squid Game?
No, because Jade decided that she wanted to watch it with me, and so now we have to kind of align our schedules.
What are you doing next Saturday?
I don't know.
Because that could just be...
I think me and Angel watched 7 episodes of Squid Game yesterday.
Jesus.
So yeah. It's a bingeable show, man. It was just our Saturday. Also, the second to last episode's only a half hour for some reason.
Oh.
I didn't even
All the other episodes are like a full hour.
Oh, they're not even
and
like 42
then there's one episode.
minutes.
Yeah, it's not even like 45. It's like a literal hour. And then the second to last episode, I remember because I had to pause it and I was like, wait, this one's half the length of all the other ones for whatever reason. So, but yeah, most of them it's a full hour. So that was our yesterday. It was just binging.
Yeah.
Squid Game. It was pretty great.
Fuck yeah. Just have a Squid Game day is what I was getting at. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we did. But yeah, I guess so. We'll do that at the very end. Squid Game talk. But looking forward to that. You know what I'm not looking forward to?
What?
The quarterly anime review that Lucas didn't hide from us. So now
no.
We didn't remember. It's in the planning doc.
Are we doing it now?
Might as well.
Yeah, we brought it up.
Still going. Once again, Lucas is the editor of this podcast, for anyone who isn't aware. But he still likes to play the music directly into the mic for your audio satisfaction.
I think it adds to the charm of Lucas's Anime Corner.
Is it going to be that quiet? It's really quiet for me.
Yeah, it was really quiet for me too.
I can boost it a little bit. Maybe replace it. I don't know. We'll see how it plays. We'll see how it plays in editing. But yeah, Lucas's Anime Quarter, talking about everything that released in Q3 of this year. This is the summer anime season.
The first sentence.
Not very good. Not a lot going on.
This is 2 in a row. This is 2 in a row that you've said that exact sentence.
It's definitely 2 in a row, and I think it might be 3 out of the last 4.
Okay, Ryan, you work in TV. You can be upfront and say, yeah, spring not like the not the heavy hitter quarter.
I don't know, man. Traditionally summer, but like now that streamers exist, they just constantly release shows. Every week there's 10 new shows. So I don't know if that's how it works with anime.
Oh, very much no. It's starting to get there. With Netflix and stuff.
Crunchyroll.
Oh no, they're beholden to Japanese broadcasters.
Not Crunchyroll.
Although, yeah, I guess that should maybe be where I start. The acquisition of Crunchyroll by Sony happened this past quarter. So now they own both Crunchyroll and Funimation. It's not great. It's not great for the industry. And the only, like, fresh competitors we have to come up are, like, fucking, what was it? Anime Tube or some shit? Yeah. Not
but
great.
If there's no competition in anime, then they'll keep making the same kinds of stories, unlike what they've been doing.
Oh, it's frustrating. Which is my feelings towards the second season of Beastars, which, good melodrama, good horny teenagers that are anthropomorphized animals and aren't sure if they want to fuck each other or eat each other, but yeah, not a great narrative arc there. I did find out though that the man who makes the Grappler Baki series is the father of the woman who makes the Beastars series, and that just makes all the sense in the world.
Of course.
They both father and daughter make stories about horny teenagers.
Horny teenage animals, I'm guessing?
No. Like, well, there's an underlying theme in both Grappler Baki and Beastars that, like, hey, fighting and fucking, basically the same thing.
Wow.
Yo. Yeah. All the Mighty Have Fallen, Beastars was like your jam, man.
Season 1 was really fucking good. God damn it.
Yeah. You were really fighting for that one.
Oh.
Is Beastars the final space of anime?
I was going to ask if it's the Westworld of anime.
I'd fight that one.
I don't know. It's my understanding season 3 has a comeback. Like, the material that's up to be adapted is a lot better than what was adapted in this season. So yeah, looking forward to that. I'm sure it'll get picked up. So I wrote this on Friday, and in my notes I'm saying that I don't have much of an opinion on the new season of Baki. That's a lie now. I watched all of it between Friday and Saturday. Really good, dumb bullshit. The setup to this season is that Baki wants to fight the strongest man in America, Biscuit Oliver, who is willfully imprisoned in an Arizona state prison. He can come and go whenever he wants, but he just, like, lives there, basically. So to get into Arizona State Prison to challenge this guy, he kidnaps current President George W. Bush while he's doing, like, the Kennedy drive where Kennedy was assassinated to show... Well, no, as just, like, a publicity stunt. And then the season just gets more insane from there. At one point, a man turns himself into an actual ball, a la Samus from Metroid. It's fun. It's weird.
This is a Japanese show.
Yeah.
They, like, familiar with the intimate details of the John F. Kennedy assassination? Are we really that culturally hegemonic that...
Oh, yeah.
Like, a president getting assassinated, they know, like, all the details of it? That's kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all pop culture in the world kind of is beholden to American pop culture for some fucking reason, so...
Doesn't that, like, predate that, though, a little bit? Like, the globalization of all that stuff? The JFK assassination, that's, like, early 60s.
Yeah, but, like, the JFK assassination is still, like, very much in America's zeitgeist.
Or, well, okay, to put it another way, the series is just kind of very conscious of world events. Because a discount Che Guevara is in this and is one of the 5 strongest men in the world.
Is it actually Che Guevara, or is it just a guy that looks like Che Guevara?
I think it's canonically his son, Jay Guevara.
Like, schlockiness is one thing,
Yeah.
but it starts to get disrespectful when you start involving real...
You want to talk about
events.
disrespectful? Mike
boy.
Tyson is in this season. They can't call him Mike Tyson. He is Iron Michael. But he is just hanging out in prison.
That doesn't sound that bad in comparison.
Fucking Iron Mike is Mike Tyson, though.
Yeah. Oh, also he's not allowed to have the face tattoo, I guess. Mike
Yeah, that's
Tyson.
copyright.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Though there was a lot of shit with all that.
But I'm really excited for the next season of Baki as well, because my favorite character from the series, Pickles the Caveman, is about to show up, and he's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, he sounds great.
Oh, yeah.
Salt of the earth, Pickles.
Kentaro Miura, the author behind the Berserk manga, passed away this quarter. The final chapter that he made for the series also released and was just absolutely emotionally devastating. One of the few shreds of hope for the characters in this series is just painfully ripped away in... Oh, just... It hurt. It hurt on a guttural level. I don't think I want them to continue it. Like, I'm fine if it just ends here, but...
Do you think they're going to?
I have no clue, honestly. I'm not familiar enough with how Japanese copyright law works that if the rights to this go to the publisher now or to his family or who has the impetus to make this decision. But, yeah. It's weird. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 8 JoJolion ended. Are there plot holes? Yes. Do I care? No.
I'm sure it's still excellent television.
It was a manga.
Oh.
And it was an excellent manga.
I thought this was the anime corner.
You gotta broaden it a little bit.
Wow, combining anime and manga, 2 very distinct and not at all identical art forms.
I mean, if you want to hash out the details of this on our own time, I am more than happy to. But before then, I gotta talk about Tatsuki Fujimoto releasing a one-shot titled Look Back that perfectly captures what it's like to have any kind of creative ambition. And it struck a chord with me. Very, very good, thoughtful series from the author of Chainsaw Man. Quick side note, Jujutsu Kaisen is probably the most woke manga running in Shonen Jump right now, and I love it. New character they introduced, his entire motivation is just the shortcomings of the Japanese criminal justice system. I think that's rad. I think that's fun to have a defense attorney just go ape shit. That's great. And then Dan to Dan started releasing in Shonen Jump and is still weird. I'm enjoying it.
I got a question for you.
Bring it.
Okay, first off, you left out one manga that I know that you're enjoying, Sweat and Soap, which I saw on your Twitter timeline today, which looks like just straight up hentai.
Actually, I haven't read that one yet. It's on the list, but I've heard great things. I think the publication I've written for, Anime Feminist, had a great cover of it, and it just seems like a, very kink-positive romance series.
I know what that means. I know what kink-positive manga means. That's hentai. Okay, but actual real question for you. You talked a lot about Chainsaw Man as you were reading it. Like, you talked about it like every single week because you loved it that much. Is Chainsaw Man your favorite manga ever? Is it close? Is it like not even close?
It's certainly the most emotionally affecting manga I've ever read. There we go. And
Lucas almost outed himself as the author of Chainsaw Man.
And yeah, it's definitely, I don't know, I feel like I've Chainsaw Man is a manga that was made specifically for me, it almost feels like. So, yes, and that way it is probably my favorite, but I don't know. One Piece is really fucking good. Yeah. But no, probably, yes, Chainsaw Man is my favorite manga.
Oh, okay. Thought you were going to end that with saying that One Piece was.
No, One Piece is problematic.
Oh.
Oh, man.
Yeah. We're not going to talk about anything problematic in news of the week, though. Are we?
Probably
Never.
Oh, so, okay. What do we got up first here? Been a minute since I typed this. The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission is also suing Activision Blizzard, and the company is settled immediately for $18 million. Though he's not paying for it personally, this settlement is roughly 12% of CEO Bobby Kotick's $154 million total compensation in 2021.
not. That's obscene. That's so much fucking money.
Yeah. Oh, it is nothing. It is, oh god, what's the line? What's the line making the rounds on social media? If the penalty for breaking a law is a fine, then it's only a penalty for poor people.
Yeah.
It's only a law for poor people.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. You were more cynical about this whole situation than I was last week, Andrew, but I think I'm getting there.
Yeah.
Genshin Impact players are so upset about the supposed lack of content in the game's anniversary event that they've started complaining about the game in reviews for other apps.
But what? They added Aloy. Is that not enough content for them?
I saw that and I debated sending that to you. Andrew, what's it like that your favorite female protagonist in video games is now a waifu?
I refuse to watch any of it.
No?
I get targeted ads for Genshin Impact now because of Horizon Zero Dawn content being in it, which I fucking hate. But I refuse to watch it. I don't want to have any sort of knowledge as to what they did to my girl. That being said, I forgot to tell you this. A couple weeks ago on the podcast, we talked about that weird lawsuit over the super sexualized child like statues.
I remember that.
Like,
yeah.
like all that kind of stuff, like the anime big titty 1,000-year-old dragons, but definitely modeled to be a 12-year-old girl.
Uh-huh.
Guess what Andrew's YouTube targeted, not targeted ads. Have you ever like scrolled through YouTube on your phone and there's like single screenshot like memes or like advertisements for a product or whatever?
Yeah.
That's fucking all over the place on my YouTube now. Like the next day, I saw like at least 2 of them, and I've seen dozens since. I fucking hate this shit.
Did you click on the link to that article?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah,
that must have been what did it.
Uh-huh.
And it probably heard me say the words like anime waifu statue. And then now it's all over the place.
Yeah.
Game, set, match.
Did you recognize any of them in the ads even?
I don't know. I don't know who they are.
Wow. Okay. Anime Aloy is definitely going to be a figurine. That's actually shit. That might be your Christmas gift this year.
No. Huh. Oh, I mean, like, please don't.
What do we have next? Sony is buying Bluepoint, the studio behind the Shadow of the Colossus and Demon's Souls remake. Although its next title will be an original project. There's a typo in there by me. I apologize for that.
And all the listeners would have known.
Yeah. Really working on that. It's conundrum, huh?
This man don't even use commas and apostrophes and punctuation correctly. Let's all point and laugh.
I don't. I feel weird bringing this up, but there is a non-zero chance that I have some minor form of dyslexia, and like the evidence for that just builds every day.
Dyslexia is a spectrum. We all got it a little bit.
Yeah. That was just a conversation I had with my mom, I think, either coming back from college or visiting, like, the first Christmas after college. And we were just talking, and she's like, oh, yeah, still having a hard time keeping my left from my right without, like, having to consciously think about it. And I'm like, oh, yeah, haha, that's a thing you've dealt with forever, as far as I can remember. And she responded with, yeah, I think it's because I have dyslexia, and that's probably why you can't spell either. Okay.
I don't think that either of those things are dyslexia. I think you guys need to speak to medical professionals.
Probably.
Or just laziness.
Yeah.
And why chalk anything up to illness that can be chalked up to human laziness?
No, absolutely.
What's the point of keeping it high and tight when you don't have to? Like, if your mom was forced on life or death circumstances to tell her left from her right, she could do it. Like, might be rough, but she'd figure it out. If you were forced to write a spelling, like a spelling error free paragraph, life or death, a la Squid Game, you could do it.
I mean, what's the paragraph?
Oh boy. You can analyze literally every word and make sure it's spelled correctly in exquisite detail. You really don't think you could pull it off? Wow. I'm starting to become a Luddite. Spell check is actually causing problems. Ian did that shit too, where he would just like write so randomly all over the place and just be like, spell check will get it. It's like, boy. But that's causing the problem, you realize.
Do you guys have like particular words that your brain just refuses to remember how to spell?
Absolutely.
Like, I have like maybe one or two. The biggest one is definitely restaurant. I think I've spelled restaurant incorrectly every single time I've written it down. That's like the only one though. I don't have a spelling word problem. I don't really let myself just let everything go to spell check the way that you're saying Ian does. But fucking A, my brain just cannot get restaurant out correctly.
I'm putting myself on the line here.
Oh boy.
RESTURANT?
No.
You missed an A.
Where?
RESTAURANT. Restaurant.
Weird.
Do you want to play restaurant? Please, won't you play restaurant? No, I don't have any of those words. I have words that I type wrong.
Oh.
Because, like, my muscle memory always puts, like, different letters than should be. But that's, like, when I'm, like, literally typing at, like, full speed, 70 words per minute type shit. So. But, yeah, if we should do a spelling bee.
Oh, God.
Podcast spelling bee.
I can
from one of the quarantine casts.
immediately.
Yeah, no, it sounds great.
Oh, I deserve to suffer. Bandai Namco is switching to a new logo. It sucks. We don't have to have a big conversation about this. I just want it on public record.
Seems like a weird thing to be mad about.
Ryan, it sucks.
I'm looking at it. It's not that bad. It's not good, but
Both logos look unpleasant.
And then last but not least for video game news, IGN's Best Video Game of All Time competition, brought to you by Hulu Live TV, names God of War 2018 as the best video game ever.
look, we all knew it. Who is it up against in the finals?
GTA 5.
See, that one probably gets my vote.
Yeah. Like God of War 2018 beat out some legitimately good games that didn't really make a whole lot of sense. I don't know why I can't zoom in on this.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to zoom in. The picture's
Right.
giving me issues.
It beat Skyrim. It beat Portal 2. And then it also beat StarCraft, but like I don't care about that.
We should do our own. We should definitely use this bracket and do our own tournament.
Yeah. There were like a couple in there though that were just like absolute horseshit. Like Apex Legends beat out Super Metroid, and Rise of the Tomb Raider, like the 2016 or 2017 game, beat out Half-Life 2.
They also had Pokemon Yellow as the only Pokemon entry, and that's not even the best Pokemon game.
Wow, GTA San Andreas went really far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then lost to God of War 2018.
I would have had GTA San Andreas losing in the first round. I mean, I'm biased. I love Mario Kart 8, but damn.
Is Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare the best Call of Duty, even?
No.
It's the, traditionalist favorite because it's
the most
revolutionized
iconic,
gaming. Yeah, like, in terms of impact, yeah, probably. But, like...
In the I don't even know how to phrase this, but, like, it's the greatest Call of Duty in the terms of, like, it's the most important Call of Duty. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The leap from Call of Duty 3 to Call of Duty 4 was literally 10 times larger than any of the other improvements in the FPS genre. Like, it literally defined the genre for sure. Like, but yeah, I mean, the series probably peaked creatively between Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops 2, just depending on personal tastes. Like,
and speaking of personal tastes, Dark Souls losing to Batman Arkham City is just fundamentally weird to me, because we never compare any games to Batman Arkham City, but every game is compared to Dark Souls. That's... Yeah.
Batman Arkham City also beat out, like, the first Pokemon game.
Mm-hmm.
And Super Mario 64. Just really classic, important, like, well-loved video games.
Yeah.
Regardless of your opinion on them.
Do you think Portal 2 fans got really mad and started voting for God of War or something? Like, what happened? Why did God of War get almost 80% of the vote against Portal 2?
I don't know. I don't fucking know.
I think
Portal 2 is a universally beloved game. Like, no one doesn't like Portal 2.
I think because most of the voters in this were like 14, and it's like, this is a game about masculinity. I'm into it.
Portal 2, like, has plenty of touches on like fucking Cave Johnson. Are you kidding me? It's like a fucking masculine legend.
Well, but is he buff? Does he say boy a lot?
When life gives you lemons, you genetically engineer those lemons and then burn your house down with the lemons.
With the lemons. I don't want these. What am I to do with these lemons? Make life take the lemons back. Demand to speak to life's manager.
Burn life's house down with the lemons.
With the lemons.
I'm going to genetically engineer these lemons to burn your house down. You make life
Tetris.
rue the day you gave Cave Johnson lemons.
Fucking Tetris. Our poor boy had no chance, man.
No.
Who the fuck is gonna vote Tetris into, like, the end? That's fucking brutal. Hades, I feel like that's weird. Wait, Metroid Prime and Super Metroid were in the same bracket?
Yeah.
Super Metroid got beat by Apex Legends, but then Metroid Prime beat Hades. What?
I was also going to point out that Bloodborne and Dark Souls are both in this competition, and, like, I feel like you should just do one.
Super Mario World got beat out by Smash. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. The Last of Us got beat out by Smash.
No, it didn't. Last of Us
Oh,
won.
you're right. It did.
Last of Us beat Smash.
And then lost to GTA
Last of Us
5.
had a fucking tough draw.
It did.
Jesus Christ. Last of Us was an 8 seed? Damn. That's
disrespectful.
That's going to be my own bias, I guess, yeah. Like, that felt like at least a 3 seed, man. That's a big one. GTA 5 is a 4 seed. Are you fucking kidding me? That's some bullshit.
What was GTA 5, or what was GTA San Andreas? Like, what seed was that? I can't even read that.
9 seed, or an 8 seed.
8 seed, okay.
Yeah, it was the 8-9 against Mario Kart 8.
Wait, Ultimate was a 14 seed?
16.
Oh, God.
Ultimate was apparently barely made the list.
What do you think happens if Red Dead Redemption gets a couple more votes and beats out GTA San Andreas? I think it goes all the way. I think it wins.
I could see people, like traditionalists, voting for Fallout over it because they're more apples to apples.
Apparently, there weren't that many traditionalists here because God of War 2018 won.
COD 4, I feel like, is the example of a traditionalist kind of stomping on new age stuff.
I think I texted...
Like COD 4, there's no 14-year-olds that played COD 4.
No.
That game is literally 13 years old now.
I think...
And it's all multiplayer.
Either that or there are a lot of really fucked up 14-year-olds that are voting for COD 4.
I don't know, Andrew, after the results of this came out, I think I texted you something to the effect of, okay, I'm going to stop caring about, like, if my creative projects are widely popular, because clearly I don't understand most people if this is how this competition shakes out.
I mean, it's definitely sample bias. Like, the kinds of people... You have to... This is not, like, a survey done by every single gamer in the world. First off, these people have to follow IGN on Twitter. That is a subsection of people that, one, have to like IGN and video games, and two, have to have Twitter. Then you have people that care enough about this list to actually go and vote on it, which is also another subset of people. I didn't fucking vote on any of this shit.
No.
I don't care enough about it to go and vote myself. So there's only a very specific kind of person that is even voting on this entire bracket. And there's somewhere along the line a really strong cross-section between people that care enough about IGN and video games to vote on their bracket on Twitter and people that really like God of War 2018. This isn't the census.
Do I put an optimist spin on this and say that, wow, this is such a different result than what I would expect, and just goes to show how broad and diverse a community games are today, and that's fantastic. Do I do that?
No.
Wait
You
a second,
should feel bad about it.
Did this list not even have a Final Fantasy on here?
Yeah, it had Final Fantasy VII. It got bounced in the first round to Zelda Breath of the Wild.
That's a crazy
It's
matchup.
pretty rough seeding.
Yeah,
to
that's
put
fair,
Final Fantasy VII as a 15 seed is pretty rough.
Yeah.
I feel like that could definitely belong in a single-digit seed. But yeah, honestly, like, God of War could have totally lost to StarCraft and it wouldn't have been a travesty. Should have 100% lost to Portal 2. Should have 100% lost to Skyrim. And I don't even like Skyrim. Probably should have lost to Witcher 3. I've never played Witcher 3, but I'm
it definitely should have lost to Witcher 3.
That. I mean, you're a fan of Witcher 3, so you're going to be biased, but yeah.
Yeah, but it is also...
I don't know. San Andreas is an easy draw. Like, I'd argue that you could absolutely make a strong argument against San Andreas, but then absolutely should have lost to GTA 5. Like, it should have lost more of its matchups than it won, so...
But that's just the
grit.
Not even like that's just the grit of God of War 2018. It showed a lot of heart out there.
It's not even like one of those March Madness things where it just got good draws and managed to make it, and then just, got lucky.
It made a lot of adjustments out there. Really took the game plan into consideration, played to their strengths, exploited the weaknesses, probed early in the game, found out what they need to do, some calls went their way.
Yeah.
Corey,
at the end of the day, the threes were falling, and like that's what happens. That's how upsets are born. Like,
yeah, really a testament to Corey Balrog's. Wait, no, I'm sorry, that's Corey Balrog's.
I think it's
disappointingly.
Balrog. I think it's Balrog.
No, I don't think it.
Oh, it's Barlog.
Like,
it's Barlog. That's what it is.
Not the cool one. Yeah, really a testament to his coaching, making some great last minute plays. Play calling.
Yeah.
But well. Anyway, this is what I was, like, disturbed by. That I, as a gamer, like, apparently have very little in common with most gamers. Or the gamers filling this out, at least. But we're not going to talk about games anymore. We're going to talk about television. What's going on with The Boys?
The Boys has a spin-off show that was in development but is now official. It is greenlit and moving forward. The spin-off show is going to follow superheroes going to superhero college.
Jesus Christ.
The Untitled Boys spin-off is described as an irreverent R-rated series that explores the lives of hormonal competitive soups as they put their physical, sexual, and moral boundaries to the test, competing for the best contracts in the best cities. So it's going to be like a direct parallel of like college athletics, but also like raunchy college shows, but also like The Boys.
This is going to be so fucked. As like disturbing and over the top as The Boys is, this is going to cause physical and emotional pain. This is gonna be bad, and I'm so fucking excited.
I do wonder though if I don't know what I think. What makes The Boys appealing to me is that the fact that this is a superhero show, but the leads are they're not superheroes, is what makes it so appealing to me, at least. I do wonder if this spinoff is starting to get far away from that.
That's not what makes it appealing for me.
Oh, okay, fair.
Honestly.
Fair.
Like, yeah, I do like The Boys, but like, yeah, by and large, the framing device is what's selling the show for me. So
the world of final stage capitalism mixed with literal superior beings and the shit that goes on because of that. That's what makes The Boys good.
When they first announced like the concept of having contracts and stuff with what's his name, the Cleveland guy who ends up getting disavowed by Scientology.
It's
Falcon. It's not Falcon. Obviously, it's not Falcon.
Like, something Archer.
Archer?
Yeah.
Is it just Archer? I don't know. That'd be funny if it was Archer. But yeah, like when he first announces like the like concept of getting superhero contracts and stuff like that, and like fighting for the scraps, you know, like that was like really intriguing. So the fact that they're now exploring that with the lens of like unpaid college athletics is pretty golden. It reminds me a lot of fucking what's it called? Sorry to Bother You.
Oh, okay.
When they start drawing into those parallels, and it's just like, oh shit, this is good shit. I love it.
So, his name is just Eagle, by the way.
Eagle.
Yeah. Eagle the Archer.
I knew it was a mononym.
Eagle the Archer. No, I knew something Archer would have been too good for the superheroes in this show. None of them have good names, and that's a part of the point. Okay.
Starlight's okay.
Black Noir. All right.
Maybe that's also part of the point.
Black Noir. That's
no. Black Noir's a
yeah, that's fucking so shitty.
Black.
It's a leaning into it. With who Black
exactly
Noir
what we're
is.
saying.
Like,
no, it's fantastic. Like a lot of these names,
we love it.
Yeah, no, it's great,
but it is shitty.
Yeah.
I feel like the only one that's not a joke is Starlight, where it's just like she's just that's what she does. Like she could actually be in a comic book and people wouldn't laugh her out of the room. Like all the other ones, it's pretty fucking bad.
Translucent doesn't mean invisible; it means semi-transparent. And then last but not least in film, director Chris Columbus has stepped away from the Five Nights at Freddy's project as multiple script rewrites have failed to appease conservative game developer Scott Cawthon. I don't know how to pronounce that name.
It's Cawthorn.
Damn.
I want to learn.
So the movie's dead.
Hopefully.
Yeah, if Blumhouse is just like straight up throwing their hands up and like fuck it, then that movie's dead.
By the way, like I don't know how to pronounce this person's name. I heard you talking and I assumed you were talking about Madison Cawthorn.
Oh.
He was just Cawthon.
Yeah.
Scott Cawthon, yes, the video game developer who's like, I give money to Republican candidates, but I'm cool with everyone.
Yeah.
He sucks. Also, is there any reason for a Five Nights at Freddy's movie after that Nicolas Cage movie came out? Andrew, you were telling me about that one.
The Nicolas Cage movie was not an actual Five Nights at Freddy's movie. I never saw it. I heard a lot of mixed reviews. But like, yeah, I think that was kind of the whole concept of that. It was that like it was 100% just Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
You like Nicolas Cage like played a short-term like janitor or whatever at Willy's Funland or whatever the fuck it was called, where the animatronics come to life and try to eat people at night. So yeah. And also apparently doesn't say like a word the whole fucking movie.
Spectacular. All right, on that note, I think we're gonna take a short break and then talk about some memes, because we got a few. Have you guys seen this shit with Grimes?
Yeah.
She's like posing for pictures, reading Marx. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
I don't get it.
No, because she left the richest man in the world, so she's one of us again.
Yeah, but she's living with Elon Musk still.
Yep.
They're like cohabitating.
And also definitely staged that photo op of her walking down the street in her like weird steampunk armor, reading a brand new copy of the Communist Manifesto.
It's exhausting. Fuck. Yeah. Andrew, let's talk about Drake.
Oh my god. Have you guys seen this shit? People just dunking on Drake all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic because Drake is fucking whack. Like, and that's the thing. Like, Drake, the kind of guy that floats through the air when he smells delicious pie. Drake, the kind of guy to say me 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 when he snores.
Was Donda just so bad that we were all like...
Not wrong.
Wrong. No. Listen to where I'm going with this. Was Donda just so bad that we all kind of decided, yeah, we gotta lay off Kanye now. This feels like punching down. So all that energy just went to making fun of Drake?
I don't know. Drake's always been a bit of a punching bag.
That's fair.
Drake's been pretty cringe for the last couple of albums. Just making completely bogus shit. And then also, recently just getting so fucking weird.
There was a video that went viral of him. I think it was from a long time ago, but it like kind of resurfaced at like a party, and he got asked like it was a frat, like
who do you know?
Who he knew at the party, and he was like, "I'm Drake." I think it was basically like, "Who invited you?" And he was like, "Me, I'm Drake." And it was just like, bro, the fucking cringe, man. It was brutal. And he does that shit all the time. He like literally goes into NBA locker rooms and stuff, and people are like, "You literally are just not allowed here, man."
Yeah. Drake just thinks he can
like,
get fucking go
Drake.
everywhere. Yeah.
What, you're telling... What, you're telling me a maybe pedophile can't read social cues? What?
Drake. Yeah, he posted the sweater pic a couple months ago, and I think that was the beginning of the end of what was left of his clout.
Is this just the fate of all celebrities now? Eventually you're just going to become so detached from society that you're off the pedestal? You're just somebody we make fun of now?
There shouldn't be a pedestal.
Right.
We should make fun of all celebrities.
Yes.
They're detached
They're
from
all
society.
Rich off of our backs.
Yeah.
Like, they should all be punching bags. That's the point. That's literally the price. And then when they complain about it, I literally just like want to be like, all right, then give it all back.
Don't be famous anymore. Like,
not even don't be famous anymore. Like, all of your lifelong earnings, just give them right back, man. That comes with it. Is this what you wanted? Then, like, you're allowed to give it back. No one's gonna stop you.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Rip Drake.
Rip him hard.
Boy.
Ripping in the tear. We are going into the breakouts. I kind of did all of mine. Andrew, what have you been checking out? How is Deathloop?
I actually stopped playing Deathloop because I decided... I decided, like, I was already so into Ghost of Tsushima.
Okay.
And then I played a couple of hours of Deathloop. I'm like, I can't just keep switching back and forth. So I decided I'm going to play Ghost of Tsushima pretty hard, finish that game, and then I'll go back and actually play Deathloop. And I'm loving Ghost of Tsushima. Like, the game is great. It's so fun to play. Like, it's designed super well. One thing I'll say is that I had talked last week about how they had kind of they didn't dive deep enough into some of the like more like meaningful and interesting stories that some of these characters had. They're doing that now. It's just a thing that happens later. But then, so I got into the second chapter of the game. There's 3 chapters, got into the second chapter. The area is much more difficult. There's a lot of stronger enemies, different enemy types. And so I decided, man, I really need to upgrade my shit. I didn't want to really grind in this game, but I just need to, I'm going to go out and I'm going to get the best armor.
Yeah.
So I can take a little bit more damage and not just fucking die instantly every time I walk into a Mongol camp. So that required me to go through like 10 different villages throughout the island, liberate them, rescue all the villagers, and then they would give me, each one of them, a key, a piece to a puzzle that'll unlock this legendary hero's armor. Gosaku. He's fucking protector of the farms, has this awesome-ass armor. Like, his whole legend is, he was a peasant who found samurai armor, and then, like, the ghost of the samurai protected him, so all the, like, blows just bounced off of the armor. And I finally got the armor. And it's worse than the armor that I had already.
Gosaku, the people's champion, is full of shit?
Yeah, no, absolutely full of horseshit. Like, it's pretty good armor. But I already had, apparently, the best armor. Which is just armor that you get pretty early in the game, but then I just spent a ton of fucking money to upgrade it.
Are you still going, like, straight honor, like, walking up to encampments and challenging people, or have you gotten to the...
As much as I can. There's a couple of times where you literally have to sneak, because it's like, oh, if they spot you, they'll execute the hostage, so you have to be... sneaky. But also, one of the main goals of this part of the chapter is to go get your family's armor back. And I'm like 50% certain it's not going to be as good as the armor that I already have.
No.
But yeah, like I forget what the word is. We talked about it on the podcast a really long time ago. It's a fancy, stupid word that people that try to show how smart they are say about like the difference between what's happening in the game and what's happening in the narrative.
Ludonarrative dissonance.
Yeah. There's a little bit of that because it's a game that gives you the choice between just straight up fighting like a samurai and sneaking around like a ninja.
Yeah.
But everywhere you go, your uncle is like just talking shit to you about how you're like fighting without honor and sneaking around and stabbing people in the back. I'm like, man, that's such a small piece of what I'm doing. I'm really not doing it that much.
Maybe that's the point. Maybe the samurai system is fundamentally broken if you can never be honorable enough. Maybe the standard you're held to is bogus.
Yeah, I mean, that is, like, kind of the whole theme of the game is that war brings out the worst in you and, like, makes you compromise your beliefs and stuff. So it's like, oh, man, this this Mongol invasion is forcing me to act without honor and to sneak around like a common thief and stab people in the back. That's not cool. But, like, everyone knows it's necessary.
Right.
But also, I'm not doing it that much. Because it's not fun. The sneaking in the game is, like, it's just not fun to walk up to someone and press the kill button and they just instantly die like Assassin's Creed. Like, the actual combat in the game is really, really good. That's where I'm at. Not checking out anything else.
Fair. Ryan, what are you checking out?
It was all Squid Game for me, I think.
Okay.
Still watching What We Do in the Shadows with you. I didn't watch this week's episode of Impeachment yet. What We Do in the Shadows had some great moments. As always.
Andrew, I don't know how to explain how great it is that What We Do in the Shadows paid off a joke they set up like a season and a half ago.
Okay.
At least. It might have been 2 full seasons at this point.
God, yeah.
Like, I think that was middle of the first episode. Because we said, Andrew, you've got to get to the Baron episode. And I think you did, Andrew, and you were like, I don't like it. But yeah, at the end of the Baron episode, they bury him, and his eyes are open. Like, they open up, like, at the last second, and then they continue burying him. They brought him back just 2 years later. They're just like, and now the Baron's alive.
He's living his best life, honestly.
Yeah, the Baron's a pretty chill guy.
Yeah.
Don't know how he got to such a position of power. He really doesn't strike you as a power-hungry dude. He's just kind of living the dream, man.
Yeah. Also, I think I mentioned in the previous podcast that there was the payoff to a joke was that this hellhound was just like a good boy golden retriever. No, it is an actual hellhound.
It's a hellhound that looks like a golden retriever.
That thing breathes fire.
And the vampires were 100% correct.
Yes.
And Guillermo was the one that was like, it's just a good boy. But yeah, don't test a vampire's knowledge of the supernatural, I guess. Yeah, no, it's pretty fucking golden, man. I was sad because with the what's it called? The sire being a horrific monstrosity, and then the Baron coming back to remind you that like the Baron is also like an old vampire or whatever, and so he looks fucking freakish.
Yeah.
Like, how long before our cast starts to get freaky? Like, Nandor's getting up there, you know? Nandor's like 800 years old.
Yeah.
Like, how long is it in vampire terms before you're like a weird skeleton vampire thing?
Maybe it's a thing you choose. Like, maybe you can separate yourself from your humanity and become more powerful, but also look grotesque.
No, that's fair.
Yeah. Never know.
Nandor was also pretty peak this episode. I don't know if we've seen many episodes where Nandor is entirely on the back foot, but he was. He this entire episode he thought he fucked up and he was not taking it well. He is not used to being just in the wrong and having to be held accountable.
His press conference with vampire bloggers. He's just like, there's a plan in place. We will recapture the Baron. We apologize for this misstep. Oh, man.
Good shit.
So, should I leave while you guys talk about Squid Game?
I mean, we can talk around it. We can like express our love for the show without getting super into spoilers and just go full blast next week.
Is Andrew gonna finish it?
Almost
this week?
certainly not. Like,
yeah, I don't think Andrew's gonna be done for at least a couple weeks.
I don't. It's 9 episodes. It's 9 hour-long episodes.
Yeah, that's a lot for one Andrew.
You can knock out 4 of those in a night.
I'm not strong like you guys.
I don't know. What do you want to do, Andrew?
Yeah,
Like,
no, I'll just hop
exclude you.
off. Like, talk about Squid Game. Like, that's what the podcast is for. Talking about pop culture shit as it's happening. So,
And then
Do we send you a message for the sign off, or are you?
no, I'll stop
Is this
recording.
where our paths
I'll
end?
stop recording.
Wow.
I'll hop off. If you want me to hop on later, I'll do that.
Okay.
It's not a big deal.
That fair?
This feels like a big deal. I don't know. This feels different. Feels like we're gonna. It's gonna be like a
Exclude
Ben
you.
Affleck, Matt Damon.
I just don't want spoilers. Like, that's it.
No, I know, but the whole I'm gonna stop my recording and just leave. It feels like a Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Like, I hope that one day I boot up the podcast and you're just not there and you're off to do better things.
Are you? Andrew, you're familiar with like the setup of Squid Game at this point, right?
I mean, like, the very basic concept of, like, there's a bunch of people, like several hundred people competing in some sort of weird games, and that either it's like the last man standing, or like the games just are deadly, and like
Okay.
whoever wins gets like a couple, like a ton of fucking money, and that it's some crazy person running it that's basing it off of games he played as a kid. I think that's what
Yeah.
I know about it.
That's plenty.
That's
That's a lot more than I knew.
Yeah, that's more than what I knew going in, and capital R recommended. Is that fair, Ryan?
Yeah, it will be on our top tens.
Oh,
For sure.
absolutely.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for joining us, Andrew. We will go off for a little bit now. Cool.
It took him a while to leave.
Yeah, I didn't know if I froze up for a second.
Yeah, me too.
I think we have to start with the conversation we had about this in real life, where our favorite part in the show is when the old man, who looks like he has been an old man for about 30 years, is just having the time of his life as everyone else is literally paralyzed in fear.
Yeah. Yeah, that definitely was a solid. I mean, I kind of knew it when there was the two guys that were like, ha ha ha, why don't we try to get there first? I was like, oh, they're all going to die, huh?
Dumb
Like,
fucking college kids, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to be legit dead. This isn't going to be fun in a minute here.
No.
Like, so, yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And it was just him like, oh,
So, Squid Game is a South Korean produced TV show for Netflix, though. So, and it is very clear from the get-go that this show has Netflix money behind it. That, yeah, people who are in serious debt in South Korea sign up for a death game and compete in that to win. I forget the exact U.S.
not that much money. It's like $40 million. Like, not nearly enough money to
Right.
to actually
And like, isn't
want to participate in that.
isn't that a thing for oh god, and I am terrible. I just don't remember a lot of these characters' names. But the other finalist, that like his debt was actually more than like what the winnings from this would cover.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, okay, it was something.
I think
close
he
to
said
that.
his debt was like 6 billion won.
Right.
So, and the winnings were 42.6 billion won.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, he'd absolutely have been covered and then a lot.
Okay.
But you know, that's like $6 million, and that's plenty.
Right.
That's plenty of
That's a
debt. That's more
concern.
debt than the average person can literally rack up.
Yes.
In society, like
Mm-hmm.
if I tried, no one would give me
No.
$6 million to loan. Like, it's literally impossible. So yeah.
But fuck yeah, where do you want to start with this, Ryan?
I don't know, man. It was an enjoyable ride. What was your favorite game? I guess favorite's once again a bad. What was it was probably the marble game, right? Was the like fuck
Yeah.
moment.
No, that. And I knew that was coming. I knew structurally with this kind of narrative there was going to be a moment where like the gang has to break up And yeah, the marble game was that moment. But no, the game that I think was the most, oh, fuck, there's no good way to go about this was the glass bridge game.
Oh, yeah, he got really lucky with number 16.
Right, yeah, and like, oh god, the moment where the one dude who I think was number 4 was like doing the math, and he was like,
yeah, the math teacher.
Okay, so I have a 1 in 5,268 chance of getting across this, and then just bolt was, yeah.
There's literally no point in continuing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, he was the math teacher from the last one. He was trying to recruit Gi-hoon's favor before he then went to be with the old man.
Fuck it.
Yeah, the glass bridge was pretty fucked up. Also, yeah, Sangwoo totally like didn't need to push him right there and then. Like, they did that whole thing where they were like, "Oh no, there's only a little bit of time, push time." It was like, no, bro, like, go, you know. So that was kind of lame.
Yeah.
Kind of lame of Sangwoo after he literally murdered Ali, who was my fucking favorite character.
Oh, such a fucking just a sweetheart.
Ali was the only one who actually seemed like he deserved the money and was in this due to like no fault of his own at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he was literally just taken advantage of,
Right.
for trying to like come to another country to provide for his family. Like,
Yeah.
there was no fault. He didn't do anything to hurt anyone.
Fuck. Yep.
So yeah, there was that. That was fucking real sad. I don't know about you, but for me, yeah, probably most of the tears came from the old man. So then it felt weird with the ending where it was like, oh wait, boy, I really felt bad for him and that whole experience, but now man, I really wish he would have been killed.
Oh, that was fuck that just and they sell it so well. They sell it so well in the Marvel episode where he's just gone. He's disassociating, full dementia, not aware of what's going on anymore, and fuck, like,
I mean, they already had the twist of like he was faking it, you
Yeah.
know? So it was like then a double twist that not only was he faking it, but he was in on it from the very beginning,
mm-hmm.
and was basically just using it as another twisted test of Gi-hoon, like to see how far his humanity would go. Would he literally sacrifice himself for a dying old man? Like, because yeah, Gi-hoon is kind of in the right. He's got a lot more reasons to live than this old man who's kind of just like, look, I got a tumor. I don't really have a family or anything.
Yeah.
I'm just fucking doing this shit. I don't care. Like, yeah, Gi-hoon is almost in the right because he can benefit a lot more people with the money than the old man.
well,
But
and then
at the same time, boy, it's fucking brutal, and he starts taking advantage of him and lying to get his marbles.
yes, especially with the final reveal of, oh, this was just this rich maniac having a fun weekend pretending to be one of the poors. It's, yeah.
There's a lot of theories, though, because Tug of War, like, do you think that he would have died, or how would Tug of War have
That's
worked
fair,
if he would have
yeah.
lost?
Oh, boy.
Like, Tug of War is the one game that they couldn't have rescued him from.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there was the moment in the meta game where they all started killing each other at night.
Yeah.
Where he's, like, climbing up, and he's literally, like, basically appealing to his employees, like, to the front man,
Mm-hmm.
to say, like, I'm scared, stop all of this, you must stop this. And that's like he's not talking to the poors, yeah, he's talking to the front man, and the front man then says, all right, stop the game, like, you know, like, so that's the only game that they really couldn't have rescued him from is Tug of War. Like,
Right.
They're apparently in the red light, green light, he didn't even have a target, so like he was, even if he would have moved, he would have been fine in that one. Like,
Oh, I'm gonna have to rewatch that to see if like it didn't highlight him.
Apparently
Okay.
they didn't highlight him,
Huh.
even though everyone else was highlighted. Yeah, his appeal to everyone stopped that one game. The food game, like, they just wouldn't have shot him.
No.
You know, they could have just been like, all right, you're good to go. You know,
Oh god.
marbles. Yeah, we saw what happened with marbles. They just didn't
Yeah,
shoot him.
yeah.
Like,
Do you think fuck, because in my head I've been referring to the main character as 456. Do you think 456's a childhood friend, like, full on knew what the game was, what the cookie game was ahead of time, and just like didn't tell people because he was that far ahead in thinking of this competition?
That was the first hint that Songwoo was like, nah, he'll let people die if it means better chance at that money.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was like you. I was like, I don't think, like, look, maybe he had an idea, but he didn't really know. But like, yeah, I think he knew the umbrella's a fucking rough shape, and you should probably go simpler with it. Like, do you think circle would be easier or star? That's my question. Because like I don't know. Circle, it's the perfectly round edge. I feel like would actually be kind of hard. Obviously, triangle's the easy one. Like, just literally 3 straight lines. You could pretty easily break that. You almost wouldn't even have to like carve it. Like, but you have so much time, you might as well. Like, I don't know.
I'm gonna go with circle because I think if you're playing that game straight, none of the licking the cracker, none of the burning the needle, you're just doing circles the entire time to carve through that. Whereas star, you have to be there are a lot more breaking points on that.
Sure.
Yeah,
that's fair. It's definitely an interesting one. But yeah, he definitely knew there, and then he was in a team game, so he had to play cool on the tug of war.
Although he was immediately a dick about it, and like rightfully, like it proved out that him being like, no, we need a bunch of strong guys on our team was the correct reaction, but he didn't know that going into it. So yeah, dick.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the games that he like Gi-hoon was talking about. Like, he was talking about like, oh, there's some games that like maybe women would be better at, and it could be those games. I don't know what those games are, but yeah, at least for American games, if they say pair up into teams of 10, like, you're gonna be better off getting a bunch of dudes. Like, as bad as it is, like big team games, it's gonna be almost universally men are gonna have the advantage. So
I will say the games they went with, I think, were pretty broadly culturally approachable. Or at the very least, like, there was no...
Definitely not the honeycomb one. I was like, what the fuck is this shit?
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I think...
I mean, yeah, I understood the concept, but, like, not even close to a bell was rung. Like, even with Squid Game, you could compare it to, like, Red Rover or something. Like, there's just no comparison to, like, making sure the edges don't break and that you get a perfect shape of your honeycomb candy treat. Like, there's just nothing in American culture.
You never did that
comes even close.
You never tried to eat a Pop-Tart into the shape of a gun?
But not as like a game.
Okay, that's fair.
Otherwise you lose. Yeah. No, it's definitely fair. How did you feel about the twist? Because I feel like some people are split, and that there's definitely some people that aren't as big on episode 9 and thought that it was a bit of a ending.
The twist that, like, the old man was in on it, that he was running the show, that was fine for me. And I think it just, man, like, we can dig deep into, like, what the show is about, but I think it's pretty surface level, actually, that this is just, hey, no, capitalism is fucking terrible, and rich people suck, and that... the fact that I understand why it undercuts some of the, like, narrative weight of previous episodes, but the fact that who was previously one of the most likable characters on the show, just because he didn't have the capability to be awesome because of his condition, to be awful because of his condition, was just a cynical, rich old person, was good for me, because... yeah, man, that's what capitalism fucking does, actually. It makes those at the top of it disassociate so much from reality that they're like, I need to make myself not rich temporarily to feel something again, but I am not just going to give away my money. Yeah.
And the same thing with, like, Gi-hoon's arc. Like, they weren't super up on Gi-hoon's arc of, like, oh... then he just became a recluse for a while, and then, was willing to let that homeless guy potentially die instead of just saving him himself, like, for the sake of gambling, which he was already, like, a gambling addict and everything like that. Then he had the chance to go and be a good father and decides to, get sucked back in.
Gi-hoon is a good dad to everyone but his own kid.
Yeah.
Like, oh god, that first episode, man. Like, the first and second episode, every interaction he has with his daughter, where she is 10 but aware of how much he sucks already, is just really good.
Yeah, going after the fucking crane game animal. There's no way you can't just buy a stuffed animal for way cheaper than using a crane game. The point of the crane game is the fun.
Yeah.
Like, you're having fun trying to get the prize. If you're just looking for a prize, you can definitely just buy it. Like, it's going to be a quarter of the price, and you can get a good one instead of a gun lighter.
How she calls him out for still smoking. Fuck it. Oh, God. Really good. Can we talk about the fucking white people?
Yeah.
I know you don't like it. I know you hate it. But I think it works. I think the fact that these are...
But it wasn't a choice, Lucas.
Maybe.
It was shitty craftsmanship. Like, that's the point. That's why I'm not happy with it, is I guarantee they were not like, let's write them shittily and have shitty actors play them. Like, that was not their intention. They just didn't do a good job. Which, fair. We never do that in Hollywood.
Right.
Like, we always cast people who can, like, barely speak the language or have, like, really weird accents or, like, just use the wrong kind of, like, type of language for different phrases so it breaks the, like, uncanny valley for native speakers. But, yeah, they were fucking real bad, man. Like, so, like, sure, I'm not saying I hate the show because of them, but, like, at the same time, I can acknowledge that it was bad, like, in that it really took me out of an otherwise remarkably compelling narrative with unbelievable acting. Like,
it worked for me. It worked for me.
You keep saying it worked, though. That wasn't their intention.
They
didn't intend on having them be bad. Like, that wasn't the point. So worked is, like, it just... You liked it. You liked the fact that it was bad.
I like the fact that it was bad. I like the fact that these rich people suck. These rich people...
They didn't suck, though. They also, like, were just... Like, clearly Australian, by the way. Like, you could... Like, they were putting on an okay American accent at points, but a lot of times it would break, and it was like, no, these are Australians. Like, I don't know. Well, it was just... It was bad. It wasn't that they were bad. Obviously, they had to be over-the-top rich assholes. That's the whole point. That's what they were going... That's what they were intending.
Okay.
But, like, they weren't over... They didn't, like, hire... Because obviously, like, what American actor, like, big name American actor who knows what they're doing is going to fly to South Korea in the middle of a pandemic to film, for a week or whatever. And someone with the cachet to go, like, dude, this writing fucking sucks. I'm sorry. Like,
yeah, no,
this doesn't make sense. This line right here, like, I'm calling him a scumbag. Like, that's not the type of insult you'd use. Like, no, it's just wrong.
What was the line that just had me cackling? I think it was the exchange where one of them was like, well, why did you pick 69? And the Texan guy is like, well, it's such a beautiful number. And then one of them just, you dirty dog. Like,
yeah, like, it's really bad, dude. There was also a lot of it was clearly, like, off-screen ADR. Like, there'd always be, like, 3 people chiming in, and then the last one would be, like, clearly in a different location, like, also adding their 2 cents, which wasn't funnier than any of the... I don't know, man. It was bad. Like, it wasn't executed well, but fair enough. Like, we never execute other cultures well either when we make our stuff, so it definitely didn't ruin the show for me, but it was like, all right, let's get past these people. Let's get back to the real characters that are actually good and well performed and well written.
I don't know. I think I would go to bat to say that the fact that these obscenely wealthy people aren't written like real people or they don't feel like real people on screen by circumstance, by the nature of the production. I think that worked for what the message of this show ultimately is. But
shouldn't the old man have also been? But no, the old man was one of the most human characters in the entire show. Like,
when he was putting
that's
on
what
an
I'm saying.
act, but,
it wasn't intentional.
Yeah.
You think that people that are so disassociated from reality, blah, 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 can put on a very, very good act of being, like, a remarkably human person with unbelievable connection, like, to both reality and their situation. Like, nah, man, he's drawing on real experience because he's a human at the end of the day. Like, that's the poignant part, is where he's like, I used to come home from work and my son would be playing in the yard and I'd hide so that I could watch them, like, with unbridled joy on their face. Like, that's gonna be real. That's not something a rich, disassociated cynic can just make up. Like, you know.
Well, maybe he's, like, reached the other end of it. Maybe he's, like, so far around now that he's like, oh, God, I've become something that I despise and just not happy anymore. But we're getting into semantics on that. The last thing I want to touch on for Squid Game is the detective's storyline. Like, him behind the scenes trying to dismantle all of that. That wasn't definitely the highlight of the show for me, but I understand why in this genre you need that storyline of somebody trying to uncover what's going on in this secret organization that could not exist in the real world.
I thought it was really important for characterization of the red people, like of the soldiers.
Yeah.
Like, I thought understanding where they're coming from, understanding their hierarchy, understanding, like, some of the random shit that they get up to secretly behind the scenes, like, that was the important part of his story arc. I'm sure he'll have a big role in season 2 as well, with Gi-hoon, like, seeking revenge and everything like that. But
do you think he's still alive?
Oh, fucking 100%.
Oh, okay.
Are you kidding me? Not a doubt in my mind that he is dead, or that he's alive. There's zero chance that he's dead. There's only one other person that they hid the on-screen death of, and it was the old man.
Yeah.
And shocker, he's not dead. Like,
oh, God, they got...
Everyone else happened on screen.
They got intense with some of those deaths. Like,
yeah.
God, the religious guy, I think it just zoomed in on his skull, literally cracked open after that. Fucking hell.
Yeah. The North Korean girl's friend in the marble game, just, like, collapsing onto her knees and, like, falling flat on her face after, like, seeing blood splatter against the wall. Yeah, it was fucking...
Yep.
They didn't pull punches, so there's no reason that they would have with this guy if they didn't intend on him just living. Because also, yeah, like, his story arc doesn't make as much sense if he dies right there.
Right.
So to have him... He's kind of a loose end, for sure. So...
Yeah.
Yep. I enjoyed it. And the thing with his brother also lends a lot of... like, credence to that story of, like, who the fuck is this guy? And it leads to a bunch of, like, moral questions. Like, does he just really like the games? Like, was he just he played them and he's like, oh, this is, like, my thing, because he's got enough money to do whatever he wants. He doesn't need to work as the front man for this organization. He's just doing it, like, because he either really likes it or he was, like, recruited because he was that good at the game. You know, like, he just dominated everyone.
I put my money on him just being a big-time libertarian. Him being like, oh, no, yeah, I am all about creating the situation where meritocracy and fairness is actually, like, can be a real thing. That'd be my money.
Can't. Like, yeah,
right.
As with all meritocracy, like, it falls apart. It can't be executed upon properly.
Man. If I had any criticisms, I wish that the mafia guy, like, had just a little more depth to him, where he wasn't just a heel, like, entirely. And then what did the show want to say about the woman who kept jumping in between teams? Like,
She's just meant to be a human.
That
seems like what the director was going for, is he just really wanted everyone to be someone that you've met in everyday life. And she's absolutely everyone has met
someone
like that. She's just an unbalanced person who thinks that the world revolves around them and will do anything to try to bend the world to their will. And yeah, make a lot of shit happen.
God, if I haven't been in that situation where, like, yeah, you don't have a partner for this event, but also you've kind of done this to yourself, like, yeah.
Yeah, the like public freak out, like holding people socially hostage by being so unruly that like people have to pay attention to you. Yeah, that's very fucking real. But look, she took what she learned from the tug of war game and fucking killed the big bad, so that was fun.
Yeah.
That was a good time.
I think I'll do it.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you all so much for listening to episode 159 of the Voluntary Viewing podcast, which will either be titled Spell Check is Causing Problems or I Don't Even Like Skyrim. One of those two. If you like what you heard, like, comment, subscribe, etc. Check us out on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok for highlight clips. Email us for questions, business opportunities, voluntaryviewing@gmail.com. Support us on Patreon, enjoying the likes of the terrific Tiffany Cole, Sucky Badger, and sensual Richard Nixon, or support us directly through the Anchor podcast platform. ActBlue linked in the description if you want to help a collection of great progressive causes. Follow us on Twitter at D2_podcast for updates, and follow me at Lucas Drider on Twitter to keep up with all of my writing. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Have a great weekend. Have a great week. Have a great everything.